Hi guys, and welcome to today's task. For today's task, we're going to be repairing this toilet. So there's been a lot of plumbing that we've repaired in this house, and almost everything is going to be brand new. Pretty much everything's going to be brand new except for 2 of the showers, and we are going to repair this toilet because this is still a good functioning toilet, but we're going to replace a few things. Things that I would recommend replacing if you have a toilet in your home that's maybe this part's good, the tank's good, the porcelain's good, but you just want to bring it up to date so it functions a little bit better. First thing on the list is a new toilet seat. The second thing on the list is actually going to be a new handle here. This one's pretty faded. It doesn't look very nice. We can put something better in there so it looks a little bit nice for not much money either. We want a new valve, and then we want a new gate. And that will actually make this tank feel and look a lot better. The valve will also come with a new float. The tools that we're going to need in this project are a small crescent wrench. You can use a big one, but a small one works a little bit easier. You need a large flathead screwdriver. This is actually kind of a pry bar, but it has a large flathead surface that I can stick into the bolts. They need to be big because if they're not, typically they'll strip out, and they're brass bolts, and if they strip, then you're kind of in big trouble. So the bigger the better. Then last but not least, a set of channel locks. This is the most useful tool you will probably ever own, or at least in your wrenches, pliers / group of tools. I will leave a link in the description for all of these tools. I want to start by taking out the float just to get it out of our way. It's simple to unscrew, comes right out. Boom, it's out of the way. We're gonna throw all of this away because this is all garbage, and I want better and newer stuff so that this toilet will feel brand new. Next, we can pull the overflow water valve out. There you go. And then we're gonna start undoing this from the back side. First, we're gonna just take off this little section right here. This connects our water to our toilet. Now there's a secondary nut right here, and that's the one we need to undo. And there's a good chance we're gonna get some water when we pull this out. Starting to leak around. Now we can see the hole in our tank that allows for water to come in. Next, we want to take out this valve, and in order to take this valve off, you actually have to take the tank off of the toilet. And just to get more things out of our way, I'm going to undo this nut. So we can pull that as well. We'll disconnect our chain. Now that's out of our way. These ones are so corroded that I can't even see where the wrench or screwdriver is supposed to go, so hopefully we can just undo these from the back. This one's actually already loose. So now this tank is ready to come off. Now just so we're aware, this part of the tank is actually clean water. I mean, it doesn't look very clean, but that is clean water in there, probably hard water. Even up to here in the toilet is clean. It's once you get into the toilet bowl section that it gets dirty. And there we go. And we can actually take our tank and pull this grommet off. This is just a simple rubber grommet. We're gonna get a new one of those. Open our channel locks all the way up. May have to hold it on one side. Okay. Now with our tank completely disassembled and all of our junk parts ready to be thrown away, we can start disassembling this part. The only thing I'm going to take off on this is that toilet seat to put a whole new one on there so it's fresh and clean, and then we're going to clean this as well. And I do recommend gloves for this part. So there's pins in here as well. There's no top, so it's just got to be undone from the bottom. We're going to use our crescent wrench for that. This is not easy with gloves on. Now that bolt's gone. This is all garbage as well. Okay, toilet seat is off. With everything disassembled, I am going to go get new parts for the tank, new toilet seat, and all of the hardware that we need to go along with it. I'm also gonna get the stuff that I need to clean this toilet really, really well and make it look like brand new. So I went and bought a kit. This is a universal kit that fits almost all manufacturers of toilets. You do want to double check to make sure that it will fit this ring right here, which this is a 2-inch. It will. Also, I got a kit that includes the flapper gate, it includes the valve, and it also includes a new handle. So I've taken care of all of that in one. I also picked up a new seat, and we are ready to put this toilet back together and make it completely brand new and functionable again. If you're not sure exactly how to do this, make sure you check the quick install guide. It will give you everything you need to know. This will go over all of the simple setup that it is. It's really not a difficult job. You just gotta pay attention a little bit. But anybody can do this. And if your toilet's struggling to work, or if it's leaking or making that funny noise that you gotta jiggle the handle afterwards, go get you a universal kit, rebuild it, your toilet will feel like brand new. The first thing you need to install is the flapper gate, because once this is on, then you can actually put your tank back on your toilet, and then you can work from there if you want. Take your flapper gate, this part faces the back side, and put it in with the back of the tank being right here. Make sure it sits snugly, and then you'll put this washer on. And when it comes to this washer, it doesn't have to be cranked down as tight as it can be, but it does need to be pretty snug. And where they're plastic, they're not as detrimental to the porcelain, but they still can cause problems, so be careful. That feels really, really snug. Now I'm gonna take this rubber grommet and set it on. It goes on the outside of those threads, and you need to push it on as far as it will go. This grommet is the only thing that buffers this tank from this toilet. Before we attach the tank to the bolt, we need to put our bolts in, and you're gonna put one rubber washer in and put it through. And you'll take another washer and put it there. And you should try to always have a washer being the buffer between the bolts and the porcelain, because it's so vulnerable. And get that snugged up. And then another rubber washer. And then a metal washer. And then a nut. And we want these to just be snug. Now we're ready to set this on the tank. Oh, better set it on the right way. Okay, now we need one more rubber washer and one more metal washer with a nut. Now there's a very fine line between tightening these too much and not tightening them enough. We need this rubber grommet to seal, but if we pull too hard on the porcelain, it will break. So you just kind of evenly tighten each side up. Now that we've got the tank completely tightened to the bolt itself, and it doesn't rock independent of each other. The whole toilet's rocking because of the floor, but this tank doesn't rock independently. We know that we've got a good seal underneath there. We know that our bolts are tight. We're ready to install the rest of the hardware in this toilet. Next, we're ready to install the float. I like to set the float so it's going this way, because that way it won't be in the way of our handle at all. So start by putting the rubber gasket on. Remember, rubber has to touch porcelain before any of these parts do, so that it seals all the way around. Put that on, face our valve this way, and then tighten it up with this lock nut. Next is our handle. And this one's really simple. You take the nut off, feed it through. And the hole that it's going into is square, and there's also a square outline on that, so you want to make sure that lines up nice and tight, and tighten that one up as well. And I don't know why, but for some reason that is a reverse thread nut. I don't know why that is. So now we have this clip that will go on our overflow, and we just set that in. And then you can take this little clamp and bring it over top of that as well. And that's seated, really, really good. Then it clips on to the side. Then the other side of it goes on the valve right here. And this particular model comes with an adjustment, so you can adjust how much water flow is coming through here, kind of like an IV drip. I don't know that you need to do a whole lot of adjustment there, what's the best practice, but you'll have to just test and find out for yourself. Then you'll attach your chain to your flush valve, So next thing you want to adjust is the height of your float. So one thing I can do is add either less water or more water by adjusting the height of this and then seating this clip right back on the bottom. That way I know that's got plenty of water, and then you can do micro adjustments with this. I don't have any water ran to the inside of the house just yet. We're still working on plumbing, so the only water I've got is at the hose outside. So we're gonna fill this tank up as if we were filling the toilet from the inside, and we'll just go from there. So that's what it would look like with the valve filled and done. Now we're gonna try and test flush. And if this had water coming to it, it'd be refilling right now. Let's try it one more time. And flush. That's amazing. This thing works like a champ. Let's grab our lid and set that on real quick. I made a big mistake. I bought the toilet seat that I like, but I didn't pay attention to whether it was a round toilet or a elongated toilet. So I totally bought the wrong seat. Now, would this toilet seat work just fine? From the top view, yes, but from the inside view, you can see this is clearly gonna be a problem. So we need to go back and exchange this toilet seat. But for the time being, I can show you exactly how to install it. This is the system that I like because it's the simplest system that I found. 2 bolts, 1 in each hole, 2 washers, 1 for each bolt, and you start slipping them on. And these nuts don't always allow you a lot of room to work around, so this one you can actually take and use a flathead or a Phillips screwdriver and tighten them up. If you look on the lid really close, there's an unlock and a lock side, and you tilt it to the unlock. They slip over the top. Make sure they're flush, lock them, and that toilet seat is perfectly secure. How simple is that? When a lot of people think of toilets, they think of a daunting and a dirty and nasty task. And while it can be gross and disgusting, and probably not near as disgusting as this toilet was, this is nice and clean now, and I completely approve of it. It's not that hard to change these things out and you'll have a brand new toilet. Maybe you know somebody with a toilet that makes that hissing noise for hours after somebody's used it, or maybe it's one of those toilets that you gotta do the famous jiggle the handle switch. That's silly to continue living like that. Simply take a half a Saturday, go buy the parts you need. I'm only into this maybe $45, and change them out. You guys, if you're interested in any of the tools that I used in today's video, I will link them in the description down below. I will also link the universal repair kit in the description down below for you guys to check out if you want to repair your toilet. If you guys are not subscribed to this channel, I recommend subscribing so you don't miss out on any of our videos that we put up, and click that notification bell so you're first to be there whenever we put a video up. Until then, we'll see you guys next time. Today's task, we are going to be repairing this crapper, this throne, this porcelain pedestal, Kaibo, commode, the head, the john, this petri dish, throne to use your smartphone, this can of crap.